Art, are you around? Art. Art. Art! I'm hearing a lot of noise, Art. That me? Hello.
Hello.
We got
Sorry
Art.
about that.
I think we have Art. I had a bunch of other stuff running in the background,
I could tell.
and it was lots of
Random noise.
well, it was actually other YouTube broadcasts that I was getting. So I'm sorry I'm a little late here.
You're all right. I was
I just
watching.
got here too.
Yeah, Steve just got here, and I was watching robots on YouTube. So we're all good.
Okay, so we're 100% virtual today. I take it.
Yep. Just probably good. I just got my car back.
What what's the status at this point?
My car, hopefully, will never ever break ever again. Ever.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Okay. Boy,
So Steve probably remembers. Um, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, the starter went out, sitting at Walmart.
Yep.
It may have been longer than that. Anyway, we went to the garage sales, and in Trenton, and I pull up, turn the car off, go to look at some stuff. Could not get the car to start. Amazingly enough, a tow truck had pulled up behind me, and he just came out and said, "Yeah, it's probably the starter." He started rapping on the starter and started up, but I took it because I'm done with it. I mean, just randomly deciding not to start is not good. So
hmm
I took it to my mechanic, and sure enough, he found some bad spots in the starter, which, unsurprisingly, it's just interesting. It'll go for a year before it does something stupid. But he replaced the starter, did the oil change, and I'm $400.
Okay.
I'm $400 poorer. So
Okay.
I didn't think that was. I mean, he did the oil change and replaced the starter. Of course, most of that was starter. The oil change was relatively cheap.
Yeah, well, these days an oil change would cost you a couple $100.
What? Oil change is $24.
Uh,
I go to
okay.
Walmart, I
I
buy a 5 quart bottle of good oil, full synthetic,
Yeah.
and I
See that
change the oil in my driveway.
if you put oil in it, yeah, it's going to cost some money. But if you put the synthetic in it, it's relatively inexpensive.
Wait, what? No, synthetic costs more than standard oil.
Uh,
Not much. It's like $2 a bottle.
According to him, he was getting oil. Oil was more expensive.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, with $5 a gallon gasoline, I think we
Oh,
is a whole new world.
my car technically calls for synthetic, but regular oil, conventional oil, was cheaper at one point, so I was putting that in it. And times have changed, and it's getting the synthetic treatment now.
Yeah.
I
I,
don't care as long as it's got oil in it.
the synthetic stays lubrous for a lot longer than conventional.
Yeah, yeah,
My car has timers on it, and if it's conventional oil, it times out at the highest you can go is 5,000 miles on an oil change. If it's
Really?
synthetic, it'll do 10,000.
yeah. See,
And I tend to do about 6 on synthetic.
synthetics. Yeah. I have a very very small oil leak. It's not bad, but I sit when he does synthetic. I sit right around the 4,000 to 4,500 mark, and when it's conventional, it's definitely 3,000. But it just depends on, you know, how much money I got to spend more than anything else. So I
So
ran.
I can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX high mileage full synthetic 530 delivered to the house for $21.
Yeah, sounds about right.
21 bucks, and then I can, since I keep the last jug and use it to fill oil cans and stuff, I consider it empty even though it's still got half a quart in it. I change the oil, put the old oil in the old jug, keep the new jug, take the old jug to AutoZone, and they do something with it. I don't know.
Do they pay you for it?
Now,
No, I
I didn't expect them to, though.
my car takes 6 quarts, but an extra quart, who cares? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
mine is like 4.7 or something. So I tend to just put almost all of it in and then put the last 3 tablespoons in the oil can.
yeah. So I ran into something kind of interesting that I wasn't expecting to run into. I'm getting ready for the garage sales. I've decided to sell a bunch of computers, and I'm trying to install Linux Mint OEM on them so that people can just set it up themselves and go. One of these machines I had Linux running. I had 21.3 on it, and it's running great. I went to reinstall, wipe the hard drive, do all the fun stuff. And it kept popping up and telling me that there was an Intel RST and I had to disable it. And I'm like, that's been disabled. I had to disable it when I installed. So I went and looked in the BIOS, and of course, it was disabled. And I went back into the Windows partition because it still had that. And Windows said, no, it's disabled. And I'm like, okay, what the crap is going on with this thing? So I went back several generations, went to 19.3 Linux Mint, and it installed just like that. No complaints, no nothing, just installed. Was perfectly fine and happy. So it turns out 21 and 22 are 19 is not compliant with RST, and 21 and 22 are compliant. But the HP that I've got that I want to get rid of because I hate it so much, they've locked the BIOS. You can't do anything now. You can't turn it off. You can't. It's locked to the Intel RST thing.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, I tried all the hacks, all the other whatever. Finally, I ended up going to, one of the very few things AI might actually be useful for. So, I Googled Linux Mint 19.3 installs on a system, however, blah blah blah, gives an error to turn it off. And it wasn't quite correct, but this alternative method right here gave me enough information to figure out how to get it to turn off the check for the RST, and it installed. Quick, easy, no problem. Now the only problem is I can't figure out how to do this in OEM mode. Because OEM mode just starts up and starts the installer. You can't get to the terminal or anything.
I bet you can pass that as a command line thing. So in the OEM installer, it uses, what is that called? It has an options file that it reads.
Okay.
And you can edit that. It's going to be a pain because you're going to have to take the ISO and expand it and make your edits and then recompress it back to an ISO. But it's definitely doable. But then that ISO will always disable the RST thing. I would almost bet that you're incorrect, that you can't turn that off on HP. But I'm sure you've done your homework. But is it that the BIOS is locked with a password or something?
No, the BIOS is not locked, but the SATA settings are grayed out, and even if you go into the admin side of it, it's grayed out. HP says that it how did they do it? Windows handles it now, but apparently Windows didn't tell BIOS that it was disabled or whatever. I hate this machine so much. This machine was so Windows was so ingrained with how it worked. Weird stuff just didn't work unless you left Windows in place. Like, this is the machine that we never did figure out why sound doesn't work, but if you go into suspend mode and turn it back on from suspend, sound works fine. It's just, it's also the machine that it's a 6-core machine, but it runs like a single core machine, and it's got 8 gigs of RAM that act like the RAM is bad, but I spent 24 hours letting it run a RAM test and it didn't fail once. So I don't think the RAM is bad. I just think it's slow. It's got the 2 terabyte spinny hard drive, which is its only hard drive, and that's probably its biggest flaw is a slow spinny hard drive.
So is this DDR3 or DDR4 or DDR5?
I believe it's 3
Okay.
SODIMMs for the laptops. It's an all-in-one machine, and I hate it so much. It's going away. I don't care what I get out of it. It's going away.
Okay.
I cloned what was there and put it on a machine that's older than it. But the old machine runs circles around it, just flat out flies, and it only has 6 gigs of RAM in it. The old machine should be a dog, but it's got an SSD drive, and it's got it's only a dual core, but it runs circles around this thing. I'm attempting to actually install the OEM configuration tool, and I was thinking maybe if I set it up and faked it being an OEM install, that it might actually let me do that. But so far, I haven't had much luck with getting the OEM to actually work right. So I just thought it was interesting that I must have installed 19 on this and upgraded every single time to get it to actually work. Because I don't remember it being such a pain in the buttocks to install stuff.
I'll bet you could use Hiron's boot CD to turn that off.
Maybe. I didn't try that.
Is Hiron still a thing?
I think
I haven't used it for wow, 12 years?
What are you calling it, Steve?
Hiren, Hiren. It is an amazing piece of software, and it does still seem to be a thing. It actually boots a Windows PE environment. It's actually running Windows, and you can, I mean, it's got, what, Avira, antivirus, ClamWin, Combo Fix, there is a lot of stuff on it. It's got Malwarebytes.
yeah,
Clone disk.
When we had the shop, that was a godsend to fix stuff.
And it's better now than it used to be because it is that PE environment thing. I'm looking for a date for when this was made, and I'm not seeing one. Ooh, it's got XP Anti-Spy. I used CC Cleaner. That was about it. I never had serious issues with stuff.
Yeah, CC Cleaner was another great tool. and there was I don't think this tool's around anymore. I don't remember what it was called, but you could select software and it would create a bootable CD with just that specific software on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make your own recovery discs or whatever you wanted with that. And that was it. That one I think was running a minimal Linux install, but it had Wine or something to run all the Windows stuff. It worked really well. I don't remember what that was called though. Let's see if it's going to run the OEM thing and get rid of, set this up. I've been screwing with this computer for far too long.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's just time to make it go away. Somebody come in and go, oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll give you $5. Okay. Make it go away. The keyboard's worth $5, but whatever. Make it go away.
Yes. Gracie, thank you.
So, anything new with anybody?
Well, go ahead.
No, I have a bench detector.
Oh, okay.
Got what?
It's a sensor,
It's
IR sensor.
yeah. It's a benchy detector.
Yeah.
So it's picking up the IR from your hand?
Yeah.
It's
It has a screw to adjust the sensitivity in the back. You can buy three of them for $12 in Amazon. I am planning to use them in a model train set to control a train in a track. Is to sense when the train pass by. So it's cheap. I am testing it with the Arduino Minima R4, the new Arduino. Well, this is a clone. This is a clone with a lot of connectors to connect sensors on it. So it's easy to connect anything on it. It had three rows of three headers to connect sensors.
yeah.
So it's easy to use.
Well, that worked. So I know a workaround to get the OEM to work.
What worked?
So, well, I installed Linux Mint 22.3, just a straight Linux Mint. When it asked for the username, I typed in OEM. When it asked for the password, I typed in OEM. Then when it got to the desktop, when it finally finished installing and got to the desktop, I installed OEM config and OEM config GTK. Then I ran OEM config and it set it up like it was an OEM install. but it needed to have the initial user, the first user, be set to OEM. So it's a hacky way of doing it, but it did it. So I am now officially done with this stinking computer.
Now, is that the one that comes directly, or the one that goes via Ubuntu? There are two versions of, and one of them
Mint.
goes. I'm sorry.
Mint Mint and
LMDE.
Mint Debian edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which one are you talking about here?
I'm going the cinnamon / Ubuntu route.
Okay, so you're not going directly from. Okay.
Now apparently, I might be wrong, but from what little bit of searching I did, the Debian edition doesn't support the OEM installer.
Interesting.
So the Linux Mint, when you boot up a CD or a USB flash drive or whatever, and it's the 2021 22.3 Cinnamon edition or Mated edition, one of the options will be OEM install. And
Okay.
it's a slightly different installer than, it just pops up, it asks you a few questions, you connect to the internet, it'll download some updates, it'll install those updates, it'll go back, eventually it'll get you to a desktop where, as an OEM, you can install your own software that you want everybody to have, and then you run the prepare for final customer software, which is the OEM config thing. That will erase the OEM user. It does some other stuff. It resets the Wi-Fi and all this other stuff. But it leaves your software that you install. It leaves the updates that it does. And then when it reboots, it pops up and it asks questions again, where the end user will end up saying their language profile, their keyboard profile, their Wi-Fi. What is that?
Looks like a ray gun.
But
This,
it sets up, like a brand new user, and then you get to the desktop, the OEM software is there, and you're good to go. So, what do you got, Vicente?
well, yesterday my wife was at the dentist, and there were a Goodwill nearby. So I went in and I found this for $3. But it has an Arduino Nano here. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I find out that there is a company that sells by subscription, but annual subscription packages that they send to you every month with projects, maker projects, and this is one of the project. But the project I was investigating, and this gun comes with goggles, with a servo motor with polarizing lens. So
Okay.
each time that someone hit you, the lens go dark, like you die or something. That is,
And you didn't get the
So
goggles?
they do one of these projects every month.
Yeah, it's for kids. Every month you receive a box with a project.
Oh,
Maybe this is a toy to like a laser tag or something, but it's an uh, infrared LED, and the goggles has a receiver. So when you hit your opponent, the glasses, the goggles uh, turn dark your vision, like you are dead for several seconds or so.
so is this? You
But
say this is a subscription?
yes, let me find out. Is the name is uh, hack 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 uh, pack. I think hack pack is the name.
Hack
Let me check.
Pack.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you to share the web page. Uh, or I can yeah. Crunch Crunch Labs is the name of the place. I will share it. P, mm, chat. This is the place.
Is that Mark Rober?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
the maker. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
recreated this company a couple of years ago, and the only way to have the kit is by subscription. You cannot buy individual stuff. But I use my phone to identify the image and to find out what it is. So I found the marketplace, the store. Crunch Labs is the name of the place. Anyway, I saw the Arduino Nano. I thought that it for $3 is okay. So this has a Velcro in the top. It's a Velcro thing. Is to use a battery power bank, the one that use a single battery that is cylindrical. It's a cylinder, a little bit bigger than the battery. So this gun has the connector to plug in the power bank that goes over the gun and looks like a pointer or something, but it's just the power. Each gun has the goggles connected with a cable, so you carry your gun and the goggles, and
Okay.
your opponent has the same thing. So you shoot him, and his goggles go dark, or he shoot you, and they say that you can expand the project, adding counters or OLED displays to have the points that you earn shooting or whatever, or your lives, how your lives are going down.
But
It's,
but
it's very
you didn't get the goggles though.
No, there was only this
So
in a shell.
So is this a kit or is this fully assembled?
No, it's a kit. You assemble everything. You do. It's a project that you do.
Excuse me.
Saves you. Okay.
um,
I saw the projects, and they use the Arduino Nano in many of the boxes, different projects, robots, whatever.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah, there's a couple of different like loot crates that do stuff like that.
It has like a launcher to fire darts automatically with servos,
Yeah.
point at you and shoot. Yeah, but I don't like the subscription. Maybe you can buy a single box you want, but I don't think it's interesting to have all the boxes. It's mainly for kids, you know.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
it's-
So it's it's nice that you found one at a thrift store though.
yeah.
One more microcontroller to add to the collection.
I need to fill my store place to make them a garage sale as you are doing. But I need to fill it up.
Yeah.
I need a lot of stuff.
I cleaned out the shed, the storage unit, the first time. I'm going to have to go back through because I can't find. I've had the remote for both TVs I'm putting in there, and I can't find them. I have no idea what I did with them. I'm guessing I threw them back in a box and put them back in the storage thing. So now I've got to clean the storage thing back out again.
Yeah.
That's that's an ongoing problem. The so the Air Force Museum has Star Wars ships coming in. I think tomorrow will be the first day you can view them.
Yes.
Um,
This is Dayton, right?
yeah,
I finally went to hack to the ham radio hamvention in Senia. I was there for a couple of hours and it started to rain. So that was on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday was raining also. So I was there for a couple of hours only.
play. There we go.
Okay. What's the size? The real
They're life size, full size,
size. Yeah.
and apparently they're going to have more than just the TIE Fighter and X-wing. But of course, the TIE Fighter and the X-wing are two of the more iconic.
Yeah.
They're on loan from another museum, and they will be here. Well, it says until the 31st. My son told me about this, and he said the end of August, so I don't know which is true.
Okay.
He just
Either
wants
wa-
to go sooner.
That would be my guess.
Very cool.
Yeah, apparently they're going to have some smaller props, but these are fan made. These were these are not like official. From what I've read, this is something they borrowed from a private collection,
Okay.
and it's a they're fan made, more or less accurate, uh, but they're not props from the movie or anything. But it's still very cool. It's cool that they got them, and it's cool that it doesn't cost any money, and it you just go up there and you see them
Yeah, and you see take pictures.
and get your picture next to it. They probably got big signs, "Don't touch it." It looks like it's over near where the space shuttle display is, which is appropriate, I would guess.
This space section.
Yeah.
Today is the launch of the SpaceX Starship
I haven't been following.
at 7. At 7.
I haven't been following SpaceX. I don't know.
Sadly, I would really only follow it to watch a spontaneous disassembly.
Unscheduled disassembly.
They have the countdown is 1 hour 5 minutes now.
Yep. That would be about right. You're muted, Art.
See. Uh, so this is on the Space Coast, or this is in California?
This is Texas.
Oh, yes.
This is Boca Chica.
Okay.
Hey, what happened here? One hour 11. Okay, I have this wrong. It's 1 hour 5. What? They changed the.
They changed the
Did
time.
you see? You
Yeah.
see? They were 1:05.
Not too awfully long from now. That's what they meant.
There is a delay of another 30 minutes.
Sometime
Go to the end.
between now and whenever they launch.
Yes, just exactly.
But it's going to be at least an hour away.
Yeah. So we are safe.
Yeah.
We can continue with the meeting.
What are they doing tests again? What's this one supposed to be doing? Because I really
I
haven't
don't know.
been following
It's
it.
a bunch of stuff they will try to test, but I didn't check. The mission. Oh, here's the description. They will see splashdown of the super heavy
Yeah.
in the Gulf of Mexico, and the Starship, the upper stage, will splash down in the Indian Ocean.
Why are they
They
deploying
will-
simulators of a Starlink?
Yes, the big ones, similar in size to the next generation.
That's so if they have a unscheduled disassembly, they're not out any money.
This is no planet, but maybe.
See if it can do it.
It's huge.
It says something about Starship subsonic, landing burn started, landing flip, landing burn, and exciting
So
landing.
they will simulate the end stage of the landing, and then
Oh, they're
to the water.
they're going to try to land it.
Splash down. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to try to land the Super Heavy, and they're going to try to land Starship.
I think they changed a lot of stuff. They are testing new motors, new shields. The size is different. The size of the Starship is larger, I think.
That's just what it needs. It needs to be bigger. Make it bigger.
Bigger. I'm pointing. Pointed.
It's not big enough. That's the problem. Make it bigger. So, hopefully it works. I guess doesn't kill a bunch of people. Of course, watching the unscheduled disassembly is always fun. I always enjoyed that part of it. So, yeah. Anybody got anything? Anything? Bueller.
I have my replica working of the inside 8048 40 80 84 80 84 I think.
Well, my dad
48 48 80 48.
8048. There you go. My dad went into nursing care this morning.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be here for much longer, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Did he go willingly or?
Well, the dad is a planner. He really is. He has planned for stuff most of his life. And he actually planned for this years ago, years before he got sick. So the logical part of his brain went willingly. The other part of his brain did not. So he is there willingly, but they asked him what if he needed anything or whatever, and he said, "Yeah, I want to go home." So logically, he knows he needs to be there, but he doesn't want to be there. I mean, that's just the way it is.
So is he? This is not hospice care, I
No,
assume.
no, 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 no. This is just um, he developed congestive heart failure, and he's taking on water. He's retaining a lot of water. Um, both of which are not helping each other. The water is not helping his heart, and his uh, congestive heart failure isn't helping getting rid of the water. So, uh, so his doctor suggested some treatment, and I guess after discussing it many times, they said yes, but it's more treatment than what he can do at home. It's more or less round the clock treatment. So that's why he's in the nursing wing now at Mount Pleasant. And they're hoping that he won't be there for long, that he will be able to go home, but he'll probably be there for long. He'll probably be there a while. So he's not getting better. He's only getting worse. And week to week he seems like he perks up and gets a little better, but he's really not. It's just, you know, saw him Monday, and he Dad usually sits up. He's nice and tall and whatever. When we saw him Monday, he was all like this, just barely able to stay up. I don't know. It's just kind of sad. It's just something that,
Yeah.
you know, he went from this strong guy to nothing in a very short period of time. So, um, they've got some good doctors there. They've got some good nurses. They know what they need to do. He knows that it's really, I mean, like I said, his logical brain says that this is good, but he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to deal with any of it. So, but
So is this location relatively accessible to you guys to go visit?
yeah, according to his wife, we could go visit anytime, unless he's got a doctor's appointment. Um, so I'm going to go up there Monday. Mondays are my normal day to see him, and I'll spend as much time as he is willing to let me spend with him. Um, he had been getting tired around the hour and a half to 2 hour mark, where he can't do anything. All he needs to do is sleep. So we'll see. He's supposed to be getting therapy to get this water weight off of him, this water gain. So he's supposed to be getting therapy every day now instead of once a week. That I guess they're really concerned about this water gain. That it's not doing him any good at all. So that's the dad update.
Yeah.
And my grandmother had congestive heart failure. Not his mom, but my mom's mom. So I know it's just a matter of time, really. It can happen pretty fast. But hopefully
Suffering.
been playing around with some microcontrollers that I found out in the shed, out in the storage thing. And most of those are going to the garage sale because they're old and I can't figure out how to make them work anymore. I would take them to you guys if you want them, but they're old and I can't figure out how to make them work. By Sunday, it's like, yes, I need more projects. More projects. I need to make sure I know how to make them work.
No time to too much stuff.
Yeah. That's that's the failure of all of us. Too much stuff and no time.
So it's snack time, Steve.
Yeah, they get one of these things every evening. We try to do a schedule.
And they know it too. Look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dad, where's our snack?
Yeah, they very much like schedules.
I bought a bag of drill bits in Hamvention in Senior. They were selling drill bits, a full
Okay.
bag for $10, and each bit cost more than $4. So
And those are
it's fine.
special ham bits too. So
They are very good quality things, you know.
Yeah.
So I bought.
Could find all kinds of stuff at Hamvention. It's too bad that that you left while it was
I bought
raining.
a keypad for $1.
You remember those keypads I bought at Mendelssohn's?
little
About-
E-shaped things with the serial port.
No, I bought telephone touch tone pads.
Parachute course.
Ray's here and talking. Ray's getting muted for a minute. I was trying to figure out the matrix for those keypads. They're touch tone. They came out of telephones, and I was trying to figure out the matrix for them.
Mm-hmm.
Could not figure out the matrix. I opened them up, and it's not a matrix keypad.
What?
It's it's a it's got the decoder or the encoder, the touchtone encoder built in, and it's got some other stuff built into it. And I kind of went, oh, interesting. So I Googled a lot of that stuff that I could identify and figure out, and it's like, these were pretty specific for one telephone. These came out of a thing that was pretty specific, and I was like, and of course, because they were as specific as they are, there was no schematics or anything of them of how they worked.
Yeah.
So I just kind of said, put them in the box, throw them in the box to go to the garage sale. So that's one of those things. Ah, Ray is somewhere. What's going on, Ray? You're muted, by the way. You're still muted.
He's in a mental hospital.
Oh, yeah, mental hospital.
Mental hospital.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hotel. Chicago,
What
Illinois.
what state? Illinois.
North of Chicago.
Okay.
Doing laser stuff.
Laser. You know me. It's
how-
boring today.
So
How's
by
the weather?
I had to repair a laser machine. It took like 10 seconds. And then take it apart and move it to another room for storage for the summer because they're renovating the STEM department. So, yeah, it took me like an hour total. So I drove to Chicago for a freaking hour's worth of work. So, figured I'd call up another school, see if we can do something tomorrow. So, hotel tonight, school tomorrow morning, drive home. And got to work Saturday, work Sunday, work Monday. Gosh.
how was the hamvention for you?
On a business side, it was a little better than break even.
Huh?
But normally we would just go there for the marketing to let people know that we're still here and that we're still selling lasers and just to show off a bit. We laser engraved cups, mugs, stainless steel, pre-painted stuff, and we did USB chargers, like the wall blocks you plug in the wall for USB A. We gave away about 800 of those, and then we gave away something else. I can't remember what it was. Pens, USB chargers, and drawing a blank. Oh, the stainless steel fork and spoon kit. It's like a little camping kit. It could go in your backpack or your wallet or something. But we were laser engraving people's names and call signs and stuff into the kit, and then for the wall thing, we were just doing the Hamvention logo or Rabbit Laser logo into the USB charger. But we had a pretty neat design that we had interpreted from the Hamvention logo. My complaint every year is that they put out a full color logo, and then it's a pain in the ass for people like me doing lasering to do one color, black and white.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're not really good. As far as what did I get from Hamvention, I got some hard hats for like 75 cents each. Yellow, green, blue, and orange, something like that. I got some voice activated lights that work with Alexa, and some key cabinets. I didn't really get to go out very much to show. I was working pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
Carol put us on a budget. She's like, minimal employees. It was just me, her, Rod for one day, and we had my daughter another day.
So she pretty much said, work.
Work. Yeah, I sold some multimeters too. Sold like $600 worth of multimeters.
Yeah.
Very good. The CL2000. It gave me a time to really look at some of the features on the CL2000. I was kind of surprised. Pretty nice meter. And I never realized how nice of a meter it was. And then the MM2300A, that's a really nice meter too. And I was selling those for the 2300 for $50. They sell at the store for $160 to $270. Holy crap! Then the CL 2000, that's a clamp meter made by Klein, and that's a pretty expensive one. We're selling those for $50. I'm glad I didn't sell all of them. They're really nice. I should put them on eBay for a more premium price. That way they sell, they don't, they don't. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to come to my garage sale, right? And buy all my stuff?
Your stuff. When's your garage sale?
30th and 31st. You're you're probably
I don't know.
you look like you're falling asleep, Ray.
I'm tired. What'd you get me for my birthday?
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
My birthday was like Monday.
Happy birthday!
Always Hamvention weekend. Oh, I was hoping that Mike was there. Telling the good news. I got the joiner and the planer running. I got my transformer fixed, and the joiner and planer, they just run so smooth. I mean, it's quiet. I mean, I normally when I think of a planer, yeah, I'm thinking about something that's loud. Wow! I mean, you put a board in it and it's just chewing it up and making tons of noise. This planer is not like that at all. I mean, it is smooth, amazingly smooth bearings, and you put the wood through it and it skims the wood right off the top surface. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is so smooth. And then serendipity kicks in. One of my customers called. They're up in Columbus, and they do bourbon whiskey barrels to clean them up, sand them, and everything. And then they laser engrave on top of the barrel. And the guy's complaining about how his planer just broke, and he's been looking at planers, and they were getting ready to buy a new planer for $13,000. I was like, ooh, hey, you want to see what I got sitting in my shop right here? I put him on FaceTime. Like, take a look at this. And he's like, no way. Sell it to me, Ray. You got to sell it to me. So I sold him the planer and the joiner and a sander, all three. I got to deliver those sometime soon. But it was just funny. He's just like, I need these so bad. That was funny. But, I was really impressed at how smooth they sounded. Even though they're 8 years old, or 7 years old, something like that. It's just the type of belt they got on them, the smooth bearings, and the fact that, they barely got used in a high school. It's not like they were put into a heavy industrial environment at all. So it's pretty slick.
Why did the high school get rid of them?
Because they were broken, and they couldn't find anybody to repair them. And I live 6 hours away, so they didn't bother to even ask me. And while I was up there, I was joking with the teacher and just telling him, hey, You guys are pretty lucky. The district takes really good care of you. You got this nice planer and a nice joiner and all this other really nice equipment. And the guy's like, "Stop! I don't even want to talk about it. This is so it hurts because this is broken, that's broken, another thing's broken, and we can't find anybody to fix this stuff." I was like, "Man, I would love to have these. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I look for on Facebook Marketplace. A broken saw, broken planer, joiner. It has an electrical problem. I mean, I don't want to tear stuff apart and fix bearings and worn out rods and crap like that. But yeah, my idea of fixing a damaged limit switch or something that's clogged up with a whole bunch of wood shavings and nobody bothered to go in there and vacuum it out. Yeah, I'm happy to get in there and vacuum out the planer, and now it works fine."
Is that what was wrong with it?
Freaking door safety switch on the top of the planer. I'm not
Who needs
joking.
that?
Yeah.
Well, the
20 cents
door
worth
is
of wire and it's bypassed.
no.
You
This
use
door
that.
safety switch is part of the vacuum system. The whole door is, and that's where it kicks out the shavings. So if you didn't have the door on it, it would just throw shavings all over, like confetti on Christmas or something. Um, but in order for it to know that the door is closed, there's this switch, and I swear, if you touch the planer and you kind of rock that top door a little bit, the switch disengages. So I think that's what the problem actually was. But it worked great for me. I wired it up. I had to buy a transformer. I bought a 30,000 volt amp transformer. That is a big transformer for me. Okay. To go from 480 three phase down to 230 three phase, that's a big transformer for me. I mean, I'm used to doing 3 kVA, 4, 5 kVA transformers that are single phase going from 230 down to 110, or from 110 to 230, or 480 to 230. I don't care. But man, I saw that I needed a 480 to 230. I was looking for a transformer for a month and a half. And everywhere I travel, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, like, is there a transformer? Is there a transformer here? A transformer there? I will drive another 80 miles to go get it. And I was in North Carolina visiting my friend in Asheville, and I'm looking everywhere to find a transformer. And my buddy was on the phone, on his phone, looking for a transformer. He's like, "Hey, here's one, but it's up in Kentucky. Who wants to drive all the way to Kentucky to get it?" I was like, "Dude, that's on my way home. Like, I'll stop and get that on the way home.
It's only on the way."
It's on the way home." I stopped and got it, and this transformer is 600 pounds, and it came with its own cart and like two sections of cable. Each cable is like 25, 30 feet long. It's 3 phase plus a neutral plus a ground. So there's 5 wires in each cable. It's SO cable. And it's meant for 30 amps. Well, 60 amps at 480. So that's, it's a monster cable. And I tried hooking it up. I blew my breaker. Checked a bunch of stuff, blew the breaker again. Like, screw this. I'm going to call an electrician. Because, I got an electrician friend that owes me a bunch of favors. So he came down. He's like, "Yeah, man, it's wired backwards. Like, the primary is 230, and the output was going to be 480. So he rewired it for 480 primary and 230 secondary, and I'll be darned. It took him less than 15 minutes to fix the problem. And we hooked it up to the joiner, and it just, it doesn't even hum. It's just like it's like listening to a electric car drive by after you hear some Mustang drive by. It just barely does a whirring noise. And
just enough
turned
that
on-
it's on.
it's on. The blades underneath the guard, just because of the way the blades are shaped, it makes a little bit of a fan noise. Then I turned on the planer, and it's a 15 horsepower planer. I thought there was something wrong with it at first because it was too quiet. I mean, I really was expecting something to be, wow. I guess when they're new, they don't sound like that. But yeah, I mean, I put some wood in there, and I mean, just how smooth it was slicing, little shavings of wood off. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Auto feed and everything, and it has a digital gauge for the height. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, and then I was like, okay, yeah. Talk to my customers. Like, yeah, I'll sell it to you, but I got to make sure that everything works good. And my wife and my employees are like, why are you selling that? You just got that. You traded somebody else to get this. Well, I don't need it, and I mean,
That's part of the game, right? You trade and you trade up.
yeah. But when was the last time you guys saw me build a bookshelf or a cabinet? Never. Okay.
But
I
you could
have
laser engrave the heck out of that thing.
Yes, I would. I have a 6-inch planer or a 6-inch joiner, a 4-inch joiner.
Yeah,
I got like 3 saws, and I got a 12-inch planer, 11-inch planer,
you
and I
you
got
have
I got a nice jet planer. I don't need a 15-inch 3-phase 15 horsepower crazy planer. So
you have a bunch of woodworking tools that you
I
don't
do.
that are just kind of there, aren't they?
Well, they're with the journal building right now,
But they're just
and they're
kind
all
of there.
110 volt or 230 volt.
Yeah.
So single phase. They're not 3-phase crazy monster tools.
Oh, come on, come on. You need the crazy monster tools. Come on.
Well, the planer is 1,500 pounds. The joiner is over 9 feet long. I put the planer or the joiner. I was putting it into the rental truck, and I had it on the pallet jack, and I'm putting it onto the lift gate, and I realized it's too long to get in there sideways. I wasn't going to take it apart. I'm like, how the heck am I going to? And I had to load both of those by myself without a forklift. Like, it's crazy. But I did it. So. I'm going to trade that away, and then I think I'm going to buy me a bandsaw, a nice big bandsaw with an automatic welder, and
Trade that
maybe a
away.
nice mortising machine. Yeah, nah. Mortising machine. I need a bigger lathe. One that I can make a baseball bat on it.
Why do you want to make baseball bats?
I don't know, just because I want to. Why not?
See,
Novelty.
Art.
I have a friend a customer in Connecticut. It's called Tucci Lumber, Tucci Lumber, and I started them on lasering baseball bats. Man, 18 years ago, 20 years ago, and they've grown. They have 2 lasers now, and probably a dozen or 20 employees. His wife quit her job. He quit his main job, and all he does is Tucci Lumber. And then they sold to some corporate, and so somebody else owns Tucci Lumber now. But anyway, he showed me how to do baseball bats. And then I've got a customer down in Sharonville or Blue Ash, and it's a retired school teacher. He does baseball bats.
I was going to say, Art, they used to say never ask me why I do anything. That rule should apply to Ray. Don't ask Ray.
Oh, yeah?
Don't ask Ray why he does stuff. Just accept that he does it.
Well, is there a big market for baseball bats?
How much is a baseball bat?
I have no idea.
So a baseball bat can sell anywhere from $70 to $700, and I have both of those. Um, I've got probably 10 bats or aluminum, wood. They're softball, baseball kind of stuff. I've got one that it's just a general baseball bat. I got it, from Tucci Lumber a long time ago. I got one from Pennsylvania when we were doing baseball bats for them. And then uh, Pete Tucci, he was having some problems with his laser machine, and his wife and him, they were complaining, and I was like, guys, you are like 7 years out of warranty, and every time you call, you're like getting upset. And because I called up Pete, and I was like, man, this just doesn't feel like you. I mean, Pete, we're here to help you. We want to make sure everything's good. And he's like, yeah, yeah. I was like, Pete, without getting irate and stuff like that, give me a 1 to 10. 10 is like you're not able to make anything, and 9, your machine is just it's full of band-aids. What is going on? He's like, Ray, I'm at a 9. I really, really need help. I was like, well, I'm in Brooklyn right now, and I will drive up to Connecticut and fix your laser. Okay. So I drove up there. It was like 2.5 hours. Um, Go inside, take a look at it. I'm like, yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, we just need to fix all these little band-aid repairs that you guys did. And I was like, yeah, this might take me an hour and a half. I got all the parts in the truck. This will be good. So I get down and start working on it. He's like, Ray, Pete says, Ray, I'm going to leave you alone. Just if you need anything, you just come get me. His wife walks in, and it's just their mentality that when they want something fixed, they start arguing and yelling about, you need to fix this. You get it. She starts yelling. Pete comes running in the room. Sweetheart, stop, stop. He grabs his wife, pulls her into the hallway, and is like, don't yell at Ray. Ray doesn't want stress. He's like, he's here. He's got all the parts. He's fixing our laser. Not a problem. And she's like, okay. So she comes back in, and she's like twitching, because she wants to argue about fix this laser in a hurry. It's like, Ray, you're okay, right? And you're gonna fix our laser right now, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm right on top of it. Here's the problem this, problem that. No issues. I got all the parts in the truck. We'll be finished in about an hour. And she's like, that's good. I mean, it was hurting her physically to not tell about getting this laser repaired right now. Because I guess in Connecticut and in New York, when they want something, they have to scream and yell and argue with their service people. I was like, hey, no, I'm not. You guys are so far out of warranty. I don't have to come visit you at all. I'm just trying to help you without people getting mad. So it was funny. But I fixed it, and they were like, hey, Ray, to say thank you, we want to give you this baseball bat just as an extra. I was like, okay, so thank you. What's the big deal with the baseball bat? They're like, well, it was a custom order by a major league player, and the purple came out a little bit darker than we wanted. So, and it was like a $700 bat. Then I went back and did some cleanup and repairs last year, and they started making new bats. And the new bats, I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they're called a torpedo, and they have an interesting shape in the barrel, the heavy part of the bat. Then this bat also, it has a different kind of handle. Instead of having the nub on the end, it has like an axe handle. So it's more ergonomic for kids to use. So this is a complicated baseball bat to make. First off, with the axe handle, and then secondly, because it's got the torpedo on the end. And so I'm sure it's absolutely a $250 bat coming from Tucci Lumber. So, yeah.
So how big is this market? I mean, how many bats a year do they make?
Oh, I'm sure they're making thousands and thousands. I mean, they're shipping bats all over the United States, and they're not just making bats anymore. I mean, that's what he started off with, just making baseball bats. But I mean, there's so many regulations about the grain, the marking of the grain, the paint, how deep the engraving can be, where the engraving is allowed to be, how long the barrel, how much weight is in the tip, how hollow the end can be, a whole bunch of regulations. But when you think about all the baseball programs that are out there and how many kids get a new bat every year, that's a lot of kids. It's a lot of adults getting baseball bats every year.
A lot of basements with bats.
I got one when I was 10.
Now, these are all wood bats, or they're aluminum bats, or
All the ones that he makes on the lathe are wooden, yeah, because they do custom shapes, custom profiles. But I think he also sells, or they remarket aluminum bats. And when you're talking about kids baseball and kids, I don't want to say rag ball, but and softball, a lot of those are aluminum bats. Almost majority are aluminum. But you've got some people that they just like wooden bats, especially in the major league and the minors. They like wooden bats. Therefore, you got kids that are like, oh yeah, the majors, they're using bats, wooden bats. So the kids want to use wooden bats. I don't care. I got a bat that's sitting next to the door just for beating people with it.
this is the mafia model.
Yeah, it's the mafia model. You come to my shop, I'll show it to you. Nice short. It's only about, I don't know, 3 feet long, 34 inches, 32 inches long. It's definitely, you look at it and you're like, oh, that bat is for beating people with. Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what it looks like. And it's probably 50 years old. I found it at the Journal building. I was like, I know what they used that for. I'm going to use the same reason. 3 years ago, we had a contractor that was getting out of hand and was yelling about getting paid and all this crap. He didn't do his work, didn't do it right, bunch of stuff. And I was done arguing with him, and I kind of walked away. He walked around me and went for Carol, okay? And that is the absolute wrong thing to do. And so I'm yelling at him, you need to leave. You get out, get out, get out. And I walked over to the secret hiding place, and I pulled out my AR-15, and I'm screaming at the guy to, I'm going to shoot him. I was worried about when the bullet went through this guy, what it was going to hit, who it was going to hit. Was it going to go through my filing cabinet, hit my air conditioning system, going to put a hole through my door or something? And my dad hears me yelling, and he had 2 bats, baseball bats, one in each hand, from our demonstration area being laser engraved. He saw me with the AR-15. He dropped one bat, raised the other one, and that guy ran for the door. We all calmed down, talked about what our story was going to be. Then we called the cops. Like 15 minutes later.
That's the big part. Coordinate the stories.
Coordinate the story. Check the video. And it was probably the prettiest cop I've ever seen from Middletown. And she got there, and me and Dad and Nick were all kind of distracted about how pretty she was. But her big thing was, why did you wait 15 minutes before you called the cops? And we were like, well, we were outside thinking about, could my rifle shoot him at the end of the driveway? And was he coming back? And she was like, you did get this on video, right? And we're like, yeah, we think maybe. Her advice was, if he was going after your wife, you're allowed to shoot him. Okay.
Is that the rule in Ohio?
In defense of yourself, in defense of others.
Yep.
The castle law, yeah, and then they've expanded it to in defense of your own property.
Yep. Deadly
Yeah.
force
So it's
is
not just
authorized.
people; it's property.
Now they that was just recently, like within the past week, they expanded it to in defense of your own property. Now that's just Ohio. I don't know who's going to be pushing it, what direction. So, like in Florida, I was just told that if you fire, it's illegal to fire a warning shot. That's
Yep.
illegal.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
You got to shoot to kill?
Shoot to kill.
you're gonna pull it out. You need to fire a shot within the first 30 seconds. You're not there to warn him with, "Hey, look what I've got." He sees what you've got. He better understand that you're ready to kill him. So anyway, that's law. I don't need to be talking about that here.
Yeah.
But
There.
yeah, if you really want to know the seriousness of guns and stuff, just creep around my house at night. I will teach you all about guns.
I bought my ex-wife a little pink T-ball bat, about 2.5 feet long, and she kept that thing in the car. I told her if she ever needed to defend herself, just start hitting and don't stop. And part of the thing that will keep the guy on the ground is that he's being beaten by a woman with a pink bat.
I like that. I would prefer to being shot by a woman with a pink gun, but yeah.
Yeah, she had that too.
My daughter, Candace, she used to do door-to-door sales with roofing, and she had a pink gun. I'm pretty sure. So, Rochelle's a teacher, so yeah, she's not allowed to carry a gun.
What?
Yeah, she's at charter school. She's finishing up that this year. Yeah, I wish the teachers were allowed to carry guns. I really do wish they could.
Yeah, there was a thing they were talking about where they were trying to get teachers to be able to. I thought
that would be great.
That had passed.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to have them be trained before they're carrying.
Oh, absolutely. They need to have some training. I took my daughters to training, and I kept telling them, "Hey, I'm going to take you to go target shooting." And I was like, yeah, after you're 12. Then it was after you're 13, and after you're 14, and after you're 16. And finally, my girls came to me, and they're like, "Dad, it's time. Let's go." They had scheduled a time with Carol, and they're like, "Yep, this is our weekend, Dad. We're going to go." And I was like, wait a minute. We have to go do training. We're not just dad training you. We're going to go and get real training from certified trainers down at Point Blank there at Becker Ridge. And so I was like, I don't want you guys just listening to what I have to say in the shooting lane. We're going to go and learn all the laws. We're going to proper stance, proper holding. We're going to take a couple different pistols. We'll take the SBR, and yeah, and they loved it.
I almost got Patty to go to the gun range. Almost. She doesn't.
Is she worried about the kick and dropping a pistol or something?
No, she just doesn't like guns. But she didn't grow up around them, and she has never had anybody show her the correct usage of
If
them.
you want to go, I've got several different kinds of pistols, and the favorite one I have is a short barrel rifle. It total is about 16 inches tip to tip. It's really easy to shoot. It has almost no kick, and shoots 9mm, so it's low cost.
Yeah.
And every old woman should have, young woman, old woman, whoever should have a short barrel rifle.
I wanted to just take and go to the range and go, get an instructor, but rent a 22. Just let her shoot a 22. She won't.
We did that for
rent you
Aiden
one of
last
those.
year at. We did that for Aiden last year at Maritime Beach Club, Myrtle Beach. He had his own instructor for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then that same instructor took him onto the shooting lane, and he shot 30 rounds with the 22.
Yeah.
And
She won't do it. I'm tilting at that windmill way too much. But 2020
no,
came around.
shooting the 9mm short barrel rifle
Yeah.
is very easy to cock it, very easy to load it. It's not that loud, and it never fails. I mean, never, no failure ever.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Well, you know, 2020 came, and she was like, maybe we should go and learn about guns. Of course, then most of the stuff was closed, and you couldn't get in. So I think she was just messing with me, is what I think.
I have a small collection of 22s if you ever want to borrow one.
Okay. See, I personally, I like 9mm, but
Mhm. Got
no.
that.
I in the Navy, we shot 45s and shotguns. So
I got a Colt 45 and Remington and some Bushmaster and a whole bunch of Rugers.
I always thought that you know, they always say it's just a personal preference, but I always thought the 45 was too heavy. I never liked shooting it.
40's too big, 45's too big. 9mm is a sweet spot.
9mm is a sweet
Yeah.
spot. Yeah. Yeah, I like
the 22 is just enough to piss you off.
Well, but for somebody that doesn't know any better or anything at all, a
To get
22
used to
is
the motions, a 22 is great.
a 22 is a good starter
Yeah,
pistol.
how to load, unload, clear a jam.
Yeah,
To
20
get used to firing. Yeah,
22 is a good start. I mean, it's not one I would want. I wouldn't want a 22, but you know.
yeah.
I've got a Ruger Bullnose Mark II that is nice. Did I see a cricket?
You did.
Yeah.
Do you need a cricket?
Is
I
that
have
your
one
dry
thing I
shell
want to
stuff?
make.
Do what? Do what, Steve?
I have one thing I want to make.
Okay.
How much you want for it?
I don't know.
Pero can you show a list of your stuff in the mail?
I don't have a list. This is the shed after it's been cleaned out.
It
And
looks
I'm
like there's a Hot Wheels car in there.
That is not a Hot Wheels car. This
I meant
here,
in the cardboard box.
The
In the
Orville.
Park Place box.
that there.
Or Bill?
No, the Park Place box I gave you last week.
Oh no. That box is that box is empty.
He's like, that's not for sale anymore.
That is a Hot
Ah.
Wheels car sitting on the shelf, proudly next to a not Hot Wheels car.
That's hilarious.
My poor little police car is dwarfed by the Hot Wheels car.
Is that a Pitman?
Pit,
Is the brand on it a Pitman, made by Pitman?
what, the car?
The police car.
No. That is one of those cheap police cars, cheap cars that you find at like Kroger's in a rack full of just cars.
Okay. So there's a guy, he was a police officer for 30 years. His name's Mike Pittman. He's one of my laser customers, and he used to have the Crown Victoria and some other cars die cast, and he would paint them to be like your local police car department design. and he made hundreds and hundreds of them. But he lives in Milltown now.
Oh, no, these are. I actually would like to get one and probably strip it down and paint it. There's a Walking Dead police car. But
That's hilarious.
I'd like to get it stripped down or get one and strip it down to paint it like my car.
You have blood on it? Or
No,
not?
there's no blood. No blood.
You can fix that.
I bought this one, not realizing that I have the exact same car already sitting up there. So now I have two of them.
Now, are those aluminum or what? What's the base car?
They're die cast, yeah.
So it's
Hot metal.
basic,
Hot metal.
yeah. Well, which is some aluminum alloy.
Yeah, I
What are you
Aluminum,
saying?
zinc, little magnesium. It was called pot metal because it was made out of floor sweepings. Literally.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as they put them together as cheaply as they can and sell them for as much as they can.
Gee, that sounds like General Motors.
A lot of times it was like pewter and some other stuff because it was a lower melting point. It was easier to manufacture
Yeah.
Okay.
compared to aluminum. They didn't care about recycling it. They just wanted a lower melting point, and the oxidation that you could see on the bottom of the cars. It's a kind of a giveaway for the pewter and the magnesium. Gotta be really careful with magnesium, though. I wouldn't want magnesium stuff in my home.
Yeah, they're
The-
pretty flammable.
well, it's not incredibly flammable at first, but once you hit that point of it actually burning, it is stupid, crazy bright. It's hot, and it will continue to burn underwater. So, I mean, you could submerge it underwater, and it'll still burn.
And how many things do you have with lithium batteries?
A lot.
I know, but that's a lithium compound, aren't they?
And those can spontaneously catch fire. Well, not spontaneously, but
Especially if you drop them in
Yeah.
water. Yep.
I think I
I
would
know.
rather have the magnesium blocks.
Maybe. Yeah. I remember when I was in college, one of my roommates, they were in Middletown and they stole, it's called a magnesium anode. It's a giant chunk of magnesium in a sandbag about the size of, I don't know, it's 30, 36 inches long. It was heavy. And what they do is they bury them in the ground and use them as a grounding point for welding, when you're welding pipes and stuff together. That way they don't have to actually drive a rod into the ground and hope that that's a good mounting point.
JFL.
JFL.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, these are the cheap cars that you find on racks at grocery stores, and you might see them at Walmart in little boxes, and there's hundreds of them in there.
An end cap.
Yeah, like an end cap kind of deal. And they're like $5. This is a Dodge. This isn't even the right car, and it's been sitting up on my storage, up on the shelf, long enough that it is dust.
Dusty.
It's very dusty. It's not even the right car, though. I'm not real sure where this one came from, because it's usually Crown Vics or Batman. Dodges, not so much. the Jadas are a little bit more expensive, and they come in different sizes. And the Hot Wheels, the Jadas are, that's a Jada. And they usually they do a lot of Crown Vics of various things. But I saw that at Walmart. It's $12.
I have a Mito Lamborghini on my
Yeah.
my nightstand, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't horribly priced. $10 maybe. I'm not sure, but then I get home and there's one already sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't need two of these.
You will change it for a horse, like Rick did.
Oh,
The actual.
I have not seen The Walking Dead. I've never watched it, but it's a Crown Vic.
No, he left the car and take
I took a horse.
a horse. Took a horse.
Well, you know, it's not so much the movie or the show. It's the fact that it's a Crown Vic. I don't drive Crown Vics or anything. So, all right. Well, unless somebody's got something else, it's 7 o'clock. And
Bedtime.
So what's for dinner, Leroy?
I think we're going to have to go out to eat, because I think since the car's been down, we really haven't shopped for groceries or anything. So I think we're going. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I really don't. It could
Well,
just
good.
it could just be mac and cheese. Who knows? But we are virtual again next week, and then I believe we are in the library. So
Okay.
I will see everybody virtually next week.
Bye bye.
Night.
Everybody have a good time. Good week.
You too.